What happens when a nation's history meets systemic corruption, human rights abuses, and poverty? Cambodia, celebrated for its ancient temples and vibrant culture, hides a darker side. For over 38 years, political repression and cultural erosion have shaped this hell on earth, creating struggles that few outsiders can fathom. Did you know global fast food giants like McDonald's fail to enter, while locals thrive on fermented fish paste, a symbol of resilience and resourcefulness? Join us to uncover the dark truths hidden behind Cambodia's breathtaking beauty. Under the rule of the Cambodian People's Party, led by Hun Sen for more than 38 years, political opposition has faced relentless restrictions. In the year 2017, the Supreme Court disbanded the Cambodia National Rescue Party, silencing one of the nation's key opposition voices. By 2021, countless activists and opposition members had been arrested on charges such as incitement and conspiracy, charges widely seen as tactics to suppress dissent and preserve political control. Journalists in Cambodia operate under a tightly controlled and restrictive environment. Many independent media outlets have been shut down, and reporters often face harassment, intimidation, or even detention. In 2023, the closure of Voice of Democracy, one of the last bastions of independent journalism, struck a significant blow to press freedom. Restrictions on expression and assembly have severely impacted NGOs and civil society organizations that challenge government policies. Even critics living abroad are not safe from retaliation. On October of 2024, a Cambodian worker living in Malaysia was deported for expressing criticism of the government online. The country also faces pressing social issues, particularly around exploitation and migration. Deceptive recruitment practices have trapped many individuals in fraudulent online schemes. In September of 2024, 13 Filipino nationals were convicted for their involvement in an illegal network operating in Cambodia. A report by the United States that same year underscored the urgent need for stricter laws and greater accountability for those enabling such practices. Cambodia's population of approximately 16 million people is predominantly Khmer, but ethnic minorities like the Chim Muslims and the indigenous Khmer Low communities represent roughly 10%. These groups often face social and economic inequalities, with many seeing their cultural heritage under threat from land disputes and aggressive development projects. Challenges related to gender and cultural norms also persist. Traditional expectations like the Chabab Code reinforce outdated gender roles, contributing to widespread gender-based issues. LGBTQ+ individuals face significant societal prejudice. A 2019 survey found that over 80% of respondents from this community had experienced rejection or discrimination within their own families. Cambodia finds itself at a pivotal moment in its history. Recent international interventions, such as the sanctions imposed in September of 2024 on prominent businessman Lee Young-fat for alleged involvement in exploitative practices, signal growing global efforts to address corruption and hold those in power accountable. As we uncover these unsettling truths about Cambodia, one lingering question remains: how did the country reach this point? To grasp the present, we must journey back to the past, to the haunting era of the Khmer Rouge, when Cambodia descended into its darkest chapter. From 1975 to 1979, Cambodia fell under the rule of the Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot. The regime envisioned a Marxist-Leninist utopia, aiming to create a classless agrarian society. Instead, they unleashed devastating policies. Foreign currency and modern medicine were banned, and urban populations were forcibly relocated to rural areas for collective farming. Intellectuals, professionals, and even individuals wearing glasses were targeted and systematically eliminated. The Khmer Rouge rose to power amidst Cambodia's political instability. In March of 1970, a coup led by General Lon Nol overthrew Prince Norodom Sihanouk, throwing the nation into turmoil. From exile, Sihanouk allied with the Khmer Rouge, calling on his supporters to join their cause. This partnership swelled their numbers from 6,000 to 50,000 fighters, most of them rural peasants. The United States bombing campaigns in Cambodia between 1965 and 1973 worsened the situation. Targeted at disrupting North Vietnamese forces, these attacks devastated rural areas, fueling resentment that the Khmer Rouge leveraged to gain more supporters. The Canadian Civil War, from 1970 to 1975, left the country in ruins, creating the conditions for the Khmer Rouge to seize power. By April of 1975, they captured Phnom Penh, ushering in an era so brutal that Cambodia became known as Hell on Earth. Escalating border conflicts with Vietnam led to an invasion by Vietnamese forces in late 1978. By January of 1979, the Vietnamese toppled the Khmer Rouge and ended their reign. However, the regime retreated to remote areas, continuing guerrilla warfare for years. The international community was slow to respond to the atrocities, and justice came decades later with the creation of the extra-intensive Cambodia in the courts of Cambodia. Today, Cambodia still wrestles with the haunting legacy of that dark period. Efforts to rebuild its cultural and social fabric continue, though the scars remain deeply etched. The monarchy, led by King Norodom Sihamoni, reflects a link to the nation's cultural heritage. Interestingly, Cambodia lacked a McDonald's until 2015 due to the immense costs of opening one, often exceeding $6 million. The Khmer Rouge era was a nightmare, but its end did not erase Cambodia's struggles. After the fall of the regime, a new challenge arose. How could a nation so profoundly scarred rebuild itself? What socioeconomic challenges does Cambodia face today? Before we continue, I have a quick 10-second request for all of you listening. If you're enjoying this journey, please hit the notification bell and subscribe. It's a small gesture that makes a huge difference for this channel. In return, I promise my team and I will work even harder to bring you more incredible content. Deal? Cambodia remains the poorest nation in Southeast Asia. Its gross domestic product is around $28 billion, placing it at 110 out of 185 countries globally. To put that into context, Indonesia's economy, valued at roughly $1.2 trillion, ranks 17th. Even Papua New Guinea, a smaller nation, ranks higher than Cambodia. While Cambodia has made progress in reducing poverty from over 52% of the population in 2004 to just over 20% by 2011, economic vulnerability remains a major issue. Approximately 4.5 million people live barely above the poverty line. The gap between urban and rural areas is striking. By 2012, rural poverty was nearly 29% compared to only 6% in urban areas. The heart of Cambodia's economy lies in its informal workforce, which accounted for about 60% of the population in 2013. Including agricultural jobs, this figure rises even further. Most workers lack basic job security, healthcare, or access to government safety nets. Cambodia also faces an education crisis that hampers its potential for growth. As of 2011, fewer than 30% of adults over the age of 25 had completed primary school. High dropout rates and limited access to higher education perpetuate cycles of unskilled labor. Health challenges further strain the country. In 2014, malnutrition accounted for over 11% of Cambodia's health issues, the highest rate in Southeast Asia. Limited access to clean water and sanitation, particularly in rural areas, compounds the problem. Infrastructure in rural Cambodia is woefully inadequate, with poor roads and limited transportation making it difficult for communities to access markets, healthcare, and schools. Environmental degradation adds to Cambodia's struggles. Rampant deforestation and land erosion have reduced agricultural productivity, threatening the livelihoods of rural populations. These environmental issues not only harm the land, but also deepen the socioeconomic difficulties faced by those who rely on it. After hearing about Cambodia's challenges, which issue do you think deserves the most urgent attention? Poverty, education, healthcare, or environmental degradation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Corruption in Cambodia runs deep, affecting nearly every level of society. From small-scale bribery to major scandals involving top officials, its impact is devastating. Transparency International's 2023 Corruption Perceptions Index rated Cambodia at 22 out of 100, placing it 158th among 180 nations. This grim ranking reveals a public sector riddled with dishonesty and inefficiency. Although Cambodia enacted the anti-corruption law in 2010, enforcement remains inconsistent and selective. The anti-corruption unit responsible for tackling the problem lacks both independence and public trust, making it largely ineffective. Patron-who networks dominate Cambodia's political system, where loyalty is rewarded over merit. This culture of nepotism and cronyism concentrates power among an elite few while excluding marginalized communities from fair representation and opportunities. Such practices perpetuate inequality, leaving the disadvantaged with little hope for justice or inclusion. Corruption has also fueled land grabbing and forced evictions, displacing countless families. These actions, often tied to influential elites, expose a lack of transparency in land ownership and governance. Cambodia's judiciary is among its most corrupt institutions, heavily influenced by political and financial pressures. Bribes and government interference often sway court decisions, leading to biased rulings and eroding public confidence. Limited resources and inadequate training further weaken the judicial system, with delays and case backlogs piling up. But what happens when corruption and weak governance collide with a rising substance abuse crisis? The effects on Cambodia's communities and its future run far deeper than you might imagine. Substance abuse in Cambodia has become a growing crisis, affecting both cities and rural communities. Migrant workers returning from abroad, where they were exposed to substance use, have contributed to the issue, which began spreading into rural areas around 2012. Cambodia's strategic position makes it a major transit hub for substances, particularly those from the Golden Triangle region. Local production is also rising, with criminal networks exploiting weak border controls and limited enforcement. In June of 2024, authorities destroyed more than 7 tons of illegal substances, valued at nearly $70 million. Officials emphasize that public education is essential to supplement enforcement efforts. However, these initiatives face criticism for overcrowding detention centers and reports of mistreatment of detainees. Human rights organizations argue that punitive measures harm public health and fail to address underlying causes. The United Nations has called for greater regional cooperation to tackle the surge in synthetic substance production and trafficking. Cambodia's challenges in combating drug abuse are immense, but they're just one chapter in its complex story. To fully understand this nation, we must also explore its cultural heritage and traditions, a testament to resilience in the face of adversity. Cambodia's flag prominently displays the iconic Angkor Wat, a temple complex built in the early 12th century by King Suryavarman II. Spanning 163 hectares, Angkor Wat holds the title of the largest religious site in the world. Originally constructed as a Hindu temple dedicated to Vishnu, it transitioned into a Buddhist center in the same century, mirroring Cambodia's religious evolution. Today, approximately 97% of Cambodians identify as Buddhists. Angkor Wat is more than just a spiritual site. It draws millions of visitors each year with its intricate carvings and the 5-kilometer-long moat surrounding the complex. This architectural marvel even appeared in the Hollywood film Tomb Raider, starring Angelina Jolie. In 1992, UNESCO recognized Angkor Wat as a World Heritage Site, solidifying its status as a global cultural treasure. Did you know Cambodia's red and dark blue flag design was inspired by this temple? Some historians even believe Angkor Wat's construction was influenced by the Sailendra dynasty of Java, a powerful Southeast Asian kingdom in the 7th century. Another UNESCO World Heritage Site in Cambodia is Tonle Sap Lake, Southeast Asia's largest freshwater lake, recognized in 1997. What makes Tonle Sap unique is its seasonal flow pattern, which reverses direction twice a year depending on the monsoon or dry season. During the rainy season, the Mekong River forces water back into the lake, causing it to expand dramatically. This natural phenomenon supports an incredible ecosystem and sustains millions of Cambodians who depend on the lake for fishing and farming. Cambodia's rich traditions are deeply embedded in daily life, offering insight into values of respect and cleanliness. A common example is the practice of removing shoes before entering homes, temples, or traditional businesses. This custom shows respect for the space and its occupants while keeping interiors free of dirt and impurities. In sacred spaces like temples and pagodas, this tradition is crucial for preserving their purity. Visitors are also expected to dress modestly by covering shoulders and knees and avoiding hats. These traditions shine even brighter during larger celebrations like the Cambodian New Year or Chau Chom Thamai, held in April. Celebrating the shift from the harvest season to planting, the festival lasts 3 days, each with unique rituals. On the first day, people wear new clothes, light candles, and offer incense at Buddhist shrines. Washing the face, chest, and feet with holy water at specific times of the day is believed to bring good luck. The second day centers on charity and remembrance, as families support the less fortunate and honor their ancestors through ceremonies at monasteries. The final day features a symbolic bathing of Buddha statues and elders with perfumed water, representing cleansing and blessings for health and longevity. These practices reflect Cambodia's deep connections to spirituality and community. Food plays a significant role in these celebrations. Dishes like kralan, a bamboo-roasted cake made with rice, coconut, and beans, are shared among families and offered to monks and ancestors. Events like Angkor Sangkran and Siem Reap showcase Cambodian culture through traditional music, dance, and art, drawing locals and tourists alike. These customs highlight Cambodia's strong cultural identity amidst modern challenges. How do you think traditions like these help preserve a country's heritage in a rapidly changing world? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow this channel to uncover more fascinating stories. In Cambodia's remote Ratanakhari province, the Kreung people, an indigenous ethnic group, preserve traditions that offer a unique perspective on relationships and community life. A notable custom is the love house. These small huts serve as private spaces where couples can meet, encouraging courtship built on mutual consent and personal choice. Unlike cultures where marriages are arranged, this tradition allows Kreung women to choose partners based on emotional connection, contributing to the community's remarkably low divorce rates. However, this way of life is quickly disappearing. Modern influences, economic challenges, and environmental changes are reshaping the Kreung lifestyle, leading younger generations to drift away from these traditions. As mainstream Cambodian society interacts more with indigenous communities, many traditional practices face the threat of extinction. But what do the fading customs of the Kreung people reveal about Cambodia's bold and resourceful food culture, where local flavors thrive while global fast food giants struggle to gain a foothold? Cambodia's vibrant food culture, rooted in fresh, locally sourced ingredients, raises an intriguing question. Could this be why global fast food giant McDonald's has yet to enter the Cambodian market? While chains like KFC, Burger King, and local favorite Lucky Burger are well established, McDonald's absence highlights a fascinating mix of cultural and economic factors. Affordability is a key issue. With Cambodia's average income remaining relatively low, many consumers opt for inexpensive, traditional meals over pricier, international fast food. Popular dishes like Khmer noodles, made with rice noodles and topped with green fish curry, are not only affordable, but also embody Cambodia's culinary richness and balance of flavors. Some speculate that existing franchise operators may have shaped market conditions to discourage new competition, though no clear evidence supports this idea. Nevertheless, the competitive landscape creates challenges for global brands seeking to establish themselves in Cambodia. The uniqueness of Cambodian cuisine may also play a role. Prahok, a fermented fish paste often called Cambodian cheese, is a staple in many traditional recipes. The nation's adventurous palate extends to insect-based dishes, which reflect bold experimentation and resourcefulness. These foods, though surprising to visitors, highlight the ingenuity at the heart of Cambodia's culinary identity. Could this cultural pride in food also explain the reverence for the buffalo, a symbol of strength and resilience tied to Cambodia's agricultural roots? This connection illustrates the enduring bond between tradition, identity, and survival. The buffalo, particularly the water buffalo, holds a deeply respected place in Cambodian culture. This powerful animal represents strength and resilience, not only in Cambodia, but also in neighboring countries like Vietnam and Thailand. Beyond its symbolic value, the water buffalo plays a critical role in the everyday lives of Cambodian farmers. It helps plow fields and provides essential resources, making it a cornerstone of rural life. This strong connection to agriculture has established the buffalo as a symbol of hard work and perseverance, values that are central to Cambodia's cultural identity. While the buffalo is not officially recognized as Cambodia's national symbol, its importance resonates throughout Southeast Asia. In Vietnam, the buffalo symbolizes prosperity and power, while in Cambodia, it is seen as a symbol of good fortune. The buffalo's significance goes beyond farming, playing a role in festivals and rituals that highlight its spiritual and cultural value across the region. When you think of Cambodia, remember it not only for its breathtaking landscapes and ancient temples, but also for the enduring strength symbolized by the buffalo, a creature that reflects the resilience and determination of the Cambodian people. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you want to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us. Leave a comment, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos. See you in the next video.